Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota. Welcome to another edition of Timbers 360. I'm your host, Jake Siffin. The Timbers are coming off another thrilling chapter in the Cascadia Cup rivalry. They traveled north on Wednesday to take on a Vancouver Whitecaps team that is hot on the trail of the Supporter Shield. And the Timbers started out great in the match. They dominated the first half, and Kamal Miller scored a Goal of the Year candidate to give Portland a 1-0 lead. Vancouver came back in the second half. They pressured and eventually scored a late equalizer. The match ended 1-1. Let's jump straight into the highlights and hear from Portland Timbers head coach Phil Neville and Kamal Miller.
Another set piece. Left foot delivery. Lovely delivery. That one goes just wide. Took a deflection as well. Major League Soccer, the Norwegian. The ball played in behind again. A real opportunity. Takaoka with the save. Was a contact after that. Ian Smith. The University of Denver man. Velda trying to come inside. Goes for goal. Takaoka again called into action. That's the best. Kamal Miller trying to find Velda. Very close to being offside on that run. Flag stares down. Velda in on that right foot and just wide. And the flag's dead down.
And now they're in a favorable position.
A cross in. The header on target and Takaoka has to flick that one over. Lovely delivery in from Sermon. Rojas. Good football again here. Ball played out wide. Little chip towards the far post. Good run from Anthony. Good header from Tate Johnson. Miller from distance. Oh, what a goal!
This is normal to me, but this is a striker's finish. I mean, watch how this ball gets won by Tate Johnson at the back post. And then as Kamal Miller steps into this, he has one thing on his mind. Get that first touch off his chest and out of his body. But the confident
Anthony and Nelson, it almost signed up for him to get in behind Anthony.
It's a foot race I'd pay to see at the Olympics.
Ball played in behind the other way. Oh, lovely skill, and Velda almost the captain on the set piece. Whipped in delivery, Laborda with the flick, just wide. Massive statement win. And give them a little bit of breathing space in the playoff race. Not over yet. White, back for Ahmed. It comes out for Bill. Oh, what a save! Pateva's got a touch to it. Off the woodwork and away. Another corner kick. Laborda again challenging. It's in!
To show off his quality, Sebastian Berhalter, we were just challenging him.
Up against Acosta. Comes back. Berhalter lofted in. Wide of the post and it's wide. Oh, that was the chance he was waiting for. They've got level, and now they're coming forward again. Ahmed Johnson tries to pull that one back. Sammy sent to Maxi. Sammy off the woodwork. And there might be a break on here. The defender just got napping. Mora. Anthony making the run in behind. Felipe Mora holds on to it. Plays the ball out wide for Miller. Miller plays the cross, and it goes through the six. MLS After Dark at its best. And that is going to be the final whistle. What a performance, what a game. Vancouver dominated in the first 45 minutes.
Well, I thought it was one of our best 45 minutes of the season. I thought we looked a real top team. Anthony was phenomenal on the right. We had dynamic. We were played forward. We were aggressive, and like I say, we should have been coming in at halftime 4-0, and that's not just me being bullish or exaggerating or even being ignorant, because I think that was the game. And like I say, the game was always going to change, and we need to use our experience and get on the ball and take composure and not give the ball away in stupid areas. And I felt we did that in the second half, and they just gained momentum from the first whistle when there was a little bit of a scuffle in the bottom right-hand corner. All of a sudden, the crowd got up a little bit and they got some energy, and I was disappointed.
I think it was when we were transitioning after we won the ball, we were slow to get up from the back. The gaps were too big, and it seemed like since we were searching for that second goal that we know we should have had already, we just kept giving away the ball, and they kept coming right back on us in the transition. And like I said, the gaps were too big between the midfield and the back line. We were a bit stretched. We got to be able to come on and grind out a win 1-0, especially on the road. And it just didn't happen tonight. So we'll look at our mistakes and see what we can do better.
Coming up, what's at stake in a tight race for the playoffs? The Pathway, presented by Allstate, with rising talent Danny Nunez. A celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, and the Timbers return to Providence Park for a showdown against FC Dallas. Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota. DaCosta cuts inside, DaCosta, Carlin! Goal!
Portland has the lead in the 72nd minute.
The playoff race is heating up and the end of the regular season is coming fast. With everything on the line, here's what you need to know heading into the final stretch. Coming off that hard-fought draw in Vancouver, the Timbers remain in 7th place in the West with 43 points heading into this weekend and with just 3 games left in the regular season. Austin and Seattle, both ahead of Portland in the standings, have a game in hand. Austin have 44 points. Seattle are on 45. Below the Timbers, in the wild card spots, Colorado with 39 points and Dallas with 37. But Dallas have a game in hand and are set to face the Timbers this weekend. It's a massive match for the Timbers, who can clinch their playoff spot on Saturday. A win over Dallas, and they're in. They can also qualify with a draw or loss in several scenarios based on other results with the teams below them. Those teams, Houston, Salt Lake, San Jose, are all knocking on the door of the wild card spots, eager to leapfrog the teams above them. Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota. On the Pathway, presented by Allstate, Timbers Academy prospect and young rising talent Danny Nunez talks about his journey to the Timbers organization and what it means to be the youngest first-team signing in club history.
Danny Nunez became the youngest Timber ever to feature in a first-team game of the Open Cup in Tacoma.
Because sometimes you might feel low, but then you get a call from your mom. She's like, oh, keep going, you're making us proud. So I think that's what really motivates me to keep going.
Que Dios te cuide, te proteja donde quiera que andes, que la Virgen te cubra con su manto de todo mal y que Dios ilumine tu camino siempre. Buena suerte, mi niño, cuídate mucho.
It started with going to tournaments, like MLS Next tournaments, and then the Academy Scouts saw me there, reached out to my parents. From there, that's how I sort of got here. And I was about 14, I believe, when I first came. Yeah, playing for the Academy helped me a lot. And I think the coaches, they really pushed me and they really helped me, always encouraging me, motivating me, and always showing me different styles, different sort of tactics that I never used to use before I got to the Academy. So I felt when I used all of the advice from everyone, it helped me. Knowing I was signing, being the youngest, it was crazy at first. Me and my parents, we couldn't believe it, but we knew that that was always a goal of mine, so we were all very proud. Knowing that Timbers flew them out, it meant a lot to me, being able to be there and spend that special day with them.
What a moment this is for Danny Nunez, playing against a team from his home country in which he represents internationally.
My debut with the first team was also crazy. Me and my parents, we were just in shock when I got the call up that game. And then going in at halftime, I never expected it. So when I went in, it was just surreal, to be honest. I think I've gained a lot of confidence knowing that I can keep up with older players. Not everyone can sort of play at that level, so knowing that I can, it helps me a lot. I had to tell my younger self to not give up because coming up through clubs, I was always trying to make it to an academy, say, and then I'd always get rejected here and there, and it would just sort of lose confidence, But then once Timbers gave me that chance, it really brought that spark back. So I'd say just to keep going and not give up.
Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota. The Timbers will celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month over this weekend, presented by Modelo, when they host FC Dallas. The night will feature live music, vibrant performances, and a special scarf designed by local artist Jose Piñerua. Hear what inspired his design and how it reflects the spirit of the community.
Hola, mi nombre es José Piñerúa. Soy un artista proveniente de Venezuela. Vivo aquí en Portland, Oregon, y diseñé la bufanda para el mes de los hispanos, para los Portland Timbers. And I do hope they feel represented. I'm from two different Hispanic cultures. My mom is Chilean, my dad was Venezuelan. I don't have like a defined Hispanic heritage. So that's why I was like, I don't want to represent just one. I was like, find yourself on my scarf, you know? Like it's for you, it's a symbol. For my people, basically. La parte de atrás de esta bufanda, el diseño, fue inspirado en dos cosas. La primera y más importante es mi padre. Él falleció durante los meses que la estaba diseñando y quiero que parte de su alma esté dentro de esta bufanda. La frase alma de fútbol que van a poder leer en la parte de atrás de la bufanda lo representa a él, pero también representa la cultura de nosotros. Desde pequeño siempre he pensado que el fútbol nace dentro de nosotros los hispanos, es parte de nosotros, no solo es la pasión que tenemos por ello, pero el alma que tenemos dentro de nosotros.
The Portland Timbers return here to iconic Providence Park this weekend, where matchday magic is always in the air. There's something truly special about being here on a game day. The roar of the crowd, the energy in the stands, the unmistakable pulse of a city that lives and breathes soccer. Let's take a moment to soak that all in and look back at the last time the Timbers were here at Providence Park, because there's nothing quite like game day in Portland. Timbers 360 is presented by Toyota. This is more than a ticket. It's your all-access pass to the heart of Portland soccer. Feel the roar, live the moments, own every match. Become an annual member today and stand with the Timbers all season long. The Portland Timbers are back here at Providence Park this weekend when they host FC Dallas on Saturday night. It's a quick turnaround after a game in Vancouver on Wednesday, a match that saw defender Kamal Miller score one of the best goals of the season, and the Timbers earned an important point in a 1-1 draw, getting them a bit closer to clinching a playoff spot. And they can do that this weekend. The simplest way, win and they're in. If the Timbers beat FC Dallas, they clinch their playoff spot. But there are also several scenarios where with a draw or even a loss, the Timbers can be assured of making the postseason depending on other results around the Western Conference. FC Dallas is also fighting for the playoffs. They're currently in 9th place. They're in. They're 6 points behind the Timbers, and Portland will try to get a little revenge from a 2-0 loss in Dallas last month. 7:30 Saturday night here at Providence Park. If you can't be here in person, watch it on MLS Season Pass or Apple TV+. Thanks for watching Timbers 360, presented by Toyota.